Hello and welcome to our weekly IG Live, your weekly dose of inspiration. We are going to be talking this week with author Deedee Cummings, although I will let you know that we are working on some other guests to come in. So we have some that are lined up for the next several weeks and others that we're working on for this fall. So stay tuned for that. It should be really fun. I know there are going to be some really great guests coming on here, so watch for those. Again, we do this every Thursday, 3 o'clock Eastern. That's noon Pacific. And if you happen to miss them or you join us late, you can always find them up on the Instagram page and again on YouTube. That's usually later the day. It'll be posted on YouTube as well. And if you need the link, you can look for the links to those. Hi, everybody. Thanks to you for joining us. I was just saying that we are going to be chatting with author Deedee Cummings, and we're also beginning to be doing a giveaway. We're doing those every week for the next while, so watch out for those. If you're watching, you are automatically entered into the giveaway. I believe we're going to be giving away the Kayla Modern Day Princess books, as well as some other goodies when Deedee comes on. Hello. She'll tell us more details about that. If you're new to the page, the Makeaway Media, hello. Makeaway Media as a book publisher and also has lots of goodies for kids. If you have kids, they can join the K Club, and once a month, I believe it's once a month, you get like free printables that they can do. It's all free, the club, and they're really neat activities. My daughter is a member, and she loves doing all of the activities that are created with an educator. So they're really age appropriate, have a lot of social, emotional learning mixed into those. So again, you can go to the website and sign up for the K Club. And Deedee's going to be coming on. And one thing that we've been talking about, and that you'll see as a theme for all of our IG lives, is talking about inspiration and following your dreams. And Deedee is a really great example of that, because she didn't end up becoming a children's author until she was in her 40s, and now she's written all these books, and it's a really inspiring story, and she has a lot of really practical tips and inspiration for how we can all follow our dreams and not have people tell us that it's too crazy to follow. And so that's one thing that we've been talking about, that it's never too late to follow your dreams. So if you've missed any of the previous episodes, like I said, you can go back and look for them on Instagram, or if you'd rather YouTube, they're all there on our playlist on YouTube as well. And as I mentioned, we're going to have some other guests come on. We've had guests in the past who've talked about how they followed their own dreams. And hello, Yesenia, thanks for joining us. How they followed their own dreams. Mostly we talk to authors, and we give a lot of tips about if you're looking to publish books, we have a lot of tips for that. But we also have talked to people who do different careers. We had a music teacher who was on here. So, everybody has a different dream. So you can get lots of it. It's not just for authors, but also for anybody who's looking for some inspiration. Hello. And Yesenia, I believe, was the winner of our giveaway last week. And so we'll be doing it again this week. And like I said, if you're watching, you're automatically entered. And we usually do that at the very end of the IG Live, which we keep them short. We just want these bits of inspiration for you and ideas for you, because we know everybody's busy, but you want a few minutes to get uplifted. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
I'm not sure. Did Denise get on and tell you that I couldn't update my app?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't see that. Oh, I
that's,
hope everything's okay.
that's why I'm running a few minutes behind, because you should always update your app before you get on. And I did update my app, but I waited till like 2:57. Really, you should update your app around 2:45 or 15 minutes before you're going to do this. So it took forever. It took over 5 minutes for my app to update. So that's why I'm late.
Oh, that's a good tip, because I wouldn't have thought that it would take that long.
Yeah. It's actually, I've been thinking about writing up some tips if you want to do an IG live as a blog and putting it out there, because it's a great tool to connect with people. I see we have somebody named I Love Books. I love that name.
That's cute.
Yeah. So it's a great way to connect with people and meet new people. But there are some things you have to do to be ready for it, and updating before 3 minutes out is one of them.
But
But
that's okay, because I saw some new faces. I mean, Yesenia's here. There's some people that we've seen before, but I thought there were some names I didn't recognize, so it kind of gave me a chance to give an overview for what we're doing and what's coming up. We have a really exciting lineup of guests coming up in the next few weeks.
yeah. So you already talked about that?
Yes, I didn't say exactly who was going to be, but just that we have
Yeah.
a good coming
Oh,
up.
that's wonderful. Yeah, I'm really excited about that because I like getting on here and seeing everybody every week, but I also think, the whole point is to be diverse and to share other, there's lots of good work going on out there in the subjects we talk about, which are diverse books and spreading kindness and taking care of yourself and coping skills for kids. I mean, there's so much out there. So I'm so glad to hear that we're going to have these guests because they're going to make our platform more rich.
Right.
So, were you still in the middle of something? Do I need
Nope,
to?
I'm done.
Okay, great. So, what we were going to talk about today is dreams. We talk about dreams almost every week because I think it's so important. It's important for your mental health too, that you find what your passion is and that you take steps towards your passion every day if you're not already doing it. Somebody like I love books. It sounds like she might already be following her passion by her handle alone, which is great. That's awesome. But I want to encourage people to find what their dream is. I'm also a therapist in addition to being an author, and sometimes I meet people who have no dreams, and that's always it's a really hard thing to see because it kind of means that life is kind of sucks something out of them, and that they might not find fulfillment in life because they haven't identified really what their purpose is here. We all have a reason why we're here. We're not just like ants on an ant farm carrying out work every day. We have a reason why we're here. And so a lot of times dreams are sent to us. I always say my dreams are sent to my heart and they become a part of my heart and they're on my heart. My heart can't rest until I follow my dreams. So that's where I get the ideas from my stories and all kinds of stuff. They come to me in dreams. So if anybody wants to chime in and talk about their dream or tell us like what your dream is about, and we can all send out a little silent wish into the universe, hoping that everyone who's on here today, that their dreams come true. I would love that because I love helping people talk about their dreams and figuring out what they are and helping them come true. So I'm going to give you just a few really quick tips of how to make sure that you are following your dreams. First, figure out what it is. Talk to people. People stop learning sometimes, and this is why it's so important for us to support local bookstores. Go to bookstores and go to your library. Talk to other people. Attend events that are happening in your community because you just never know where your dream will spark. So having trouble identifying what your passion is or what your dream is, interact with other people, read a lot, learn a lot. Don't just be on social media all the time. I know we're on social media now, but you can't live on social media forever. So talk to people, and sometimes you'd be surprised. People can sometimes tell you what you're good at and recommend you what you should try. I have a friend who just came to visit me this weekend, and she wants to write a book, but she, is kind of unsure how to go about that. And I said, you're a great storyteller. Just tell the story. She already is. She's so easy to talk to, and she's a great communicator. So just tell your story. But sometimes friends are the best people, and family are the best people to ask, what is it that you think I'm good at? Or what do you think can you help me figure out my passion? Let's see what Yesenia said. She said, my dreams changed at one point. It was scary, but everything ended up working out. And I think that is the thing about dreams. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, because that's a great point. Sometimes you already do know what your dream is, but you might be afraid to follow it. You might be afraid to take that step and make your dream happen. So don't be afraid. Know that anytime that you're going to do something big, anytime you're going to do something life-changing, anytime you're going to step outside of your comfort zone, that is going to be scary. So that's not your internal voice telling you that you can't do something. Don't interpret it like that. Don't say, well, I have this fear, and so that must mean I'm not supposed to do it. Fear is natural. And sometimes fear is not always 100% fear. It's not always being afraid. Sometimes it's that adrenaline kick. It feels like fear. So really spend time sitting with your feelings and thinking about what your feelings are, because fear is not always that adrenaline kick is not always fear. Sometimes it's like
Excitement.
an excitement or an anxiety, you know, that you to embark on a new journey, and you should have those feelings.
I just wanted to kind of tie this back to your other point, because we talked, this is for you, to Yesenia's point also, about how scary it can be, but also what you were talking about people who have trouble even identifying what their dream is. You gave a lot of really good insight in our last week's IG Live. If people want to go back and look at that, about how to find a supportive community, because sometimes the people immediately around us aren't the most supportive of our dreams and maybe aren't the best people to talk to. But Deedee had a lot of really great ideas about how you can go about finding people who will support you. And I think, like Yesenia said, especially if you're taking such a big step and it's so scary, it's so important to have that support from other people around you.
Definitely. And more on that point that you made me think of, a lot of times you will run into people who will, sometimes we call them haters, but it's to think of your friends and family as haters sometimes. Maybe they're not haters. Maybe they have your best intention at heart, but they might try to talk you out of your dream because maybe they weren't bold enough to follow their dream. Maybe they took the safe route. But I always tell people, if the dream is on your heart, it is there for a reason. And don't let people who took the safe route encourage you to take the safe route, because again, that's not what we're here for. We're here to figure out what our purpose is and to carry that through in life. So once you figure out what you think your passion or your purpose might be, then you really have to spend some time with it. A lot of times people have these great ideas, and then they're frustrated that it doesn't take off the way it should. Make sure that you are learning everything you can about your area. It's kind of like how we were talking about the Instagram Live today. You know, I don't want to be late for an Instagram Live, so I have to be the expert in what my dream is. So if it's my dream to reach an audience, so that they can hear about the great work that we're doing at Makeaway Media and all the great kids books that we publish every year, then I have to constantly learn every day. And I don't want that to be overwhelming to people, because if your passion, the learning is not going to be like it was when we were in school. It's going to be something you are really interested in. So it's not going to feel like school. It's going to feel like you pouring into yourself. It's going to feel very therapeutic. So don't be afraid of it. Let's see what Tanya says. I'm starting a new journey as an assistant to a music artist. This is so much that I'm not accustomed to. I'm feeling a little intimidated, and this is a huge responsibility. First, I want to commend you for having the bravery to start a new journey. That is such a big deal. Oh my gosh, that's wonderful. I hope that the person who you are assisting knows that this is a new journey for you, and they're going to give you some grace and some time to really fill in your shoes and get your bearings about you, so that you can be the best assistant to this person that they need. Remember, they do need you. That's why they brought you on. But if for some reason this doesn't work out, don't let that discourage you from taking new journeys. You know, remember what you wanted when you stepped out and took this opportunity. You wanted something different, some change. You knew you had something else to bring to the table. I do believe this will work out for you. So I don't mean to go on a negative tip, like if it doesn't work out. But just know that whatever happens, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Sometimes we meet one person who puts us in touch with another person. You just never know if this is the dream China, I'm not sure if it's China or Tanya, you never know if this is the dream or if this is connecting you to a dream. So just keep that in mind. Try not to be intimidated. Just say, hey, I'm learning. I'm going to do my best. I'm excited to learn. See, school kind of beats a lot of that excitement for learning out of a lot of us, which is very sad and unfortunate, because we all come out of school and say, I'm never going back to school ever again. Good.
Tanya. It's Tanya, she says.
Tanya, good. Thank you, Tanya. I'm so excited to meet you here. And, get on every week with us because we always talk about stuff like this. And I love meeting new people and I love sharing this inspiration with them. But Tanya, this new journey that you had, Tanya, people who are afraid to do anything new. So I commend you for doing something new. And just keep that in mind. You're learning, be excited to learn. And this might not be exactly what was waiting for you. This will connect you to what is waiting for you if it turns out this isn't it. So just keep that in mind. But real quick, I just want to explain. Good. Awesome. I just want to explain to people a couple more things. You have to spend time with your dreams. Okay. So don't get so busy with work that you don't pay yourself first. My mother used to always tell me to pay myself first. And I thought she was always just talking about money. Like when you get your paycheck, you put a little bit in savings and then the rest you pay your bills and do whatever you want to for yourself if you have anything left. But she was talking about pay yourself with your time too. Make sure that you're giving yourself time. Don't let life just zip by you and consume every ounce of your being and your joy. Make sure that you're making the life you want, not just taking the life that you're given, because that can easily happen. We all know that, especially if you're a parent and you're working, and the more responsible, you don't have to be a parent. You could be taking care of your elderly parents. The more responsibilities you have, the more life consumes you. And that doesn't mean the more you need to allow life to consume you, the more vigilant you need to be to say, I need this time at the beginning or the end of every day to make sure that I'm paying myself first and I'm being true to why I'm here. You're not here just to take care of other people. You're here to find out what your purpose and passion is and to do what you're supposed to do with that. The last thing I want to tell you today about making sure that you follow your dreams. Whoever's giving me love, thank you. I appreciate that. It would be nice if we could see who that is. But the next thing I want to tell you about following your dreams is, I know I already told you to connect with people in the beginning, but that was kind of like fact finding, like discovering what your dream is. But I really like social media for many reasons. One, because it's really time consuming. That's pretty much the main reason. Sometimes, thank you. Good. I'm glad that we helped you today. I'm gonna give you one more piece of advice. There's a lot of things I don't like about social media, but there are a lot of things I do like about social media. Tanya, I met Leanna, who's here with me on this talk now, through social media. And I've met a lot of people that I now work with who now help me make my dreams come true through social media. So if you don't know about hashtags, you can find support at certain hashtags. Like, let's say you want to be an author. There's a very helpful hashtag called Writing Community. Let's say you get into the Broadway world, you should be following the Broadway hashtags, like hashtag Broadway, hashtag musical theater, hashtag theater nerd, things like that. Anything that you're interested in, there is now a community for it. I don't know if y'all have ever seen these Facebook commercials where they show all these different
Right.
yeah, those commercials are kind of interesting because you don't even know these communities exist. But join a healthy community, not one that's catty or going to beat you down, because you're looking for pure inspiration, like you find when you tune into something with Makeaway Media. You're looking for people who know what they're doing and who are willing to encourage you and share that with you. And it's kind of foreign to us because this just doesn't feel like the world that we live in anymore. But on social media, there are many, many, many groups of people in almost anything you can think of who you can find, you can join, and they are very supportive and very helpful. You know, Leanna, one of the first conversations Leanna and I ever had was Leanna was starting a new venture, and she asked me what my ideas were for the new venture. We didn't even know each other then. So those are the kind of people that you can find on social media who are willing to help you. And those are my tips for today for following your dreams.
Yes, and I just wanted to echo what you were saying before about how fear is natural and not to let that hold you back. Like I know Tanya was talking about being intimidated at her new job, but like Deedee was saying, you're exactly where you're supposed to be and you have the job for a reason. And but it's natural to feel intimidated, you know, when you have to. I know I have, like when I've started something new, it's really scary, and yet afterwards you're going to look back and think, wow, remember when I didn't know how to do this, this, and this, and remember I was worried about that, and now it's not a big deal. I mean, I think in the future you're going to look back and say, wow, look how far I've come and how much I've learned. So yeah, just don't let that hold you back from what you're doing.
Yes, I agree completely. 100%. Last thing I think is we've picked a winner for this week, and her is Simply Simone. You do have a chance of winning if you tune in with us every week at 3:00. But you also have a chance of winning if you comment on one of our giveaway posts. And so this giveaway post was from last week. And Simply Simone, it looks like her name is Simone Rodriguez. So we'll be in touch with her. Is our this week.
Great. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. And like she was saying, you know, we're here every week and we're also doing the giveaway every week. If you watch, you're automatically entered, or you can look for the posts on our Instagram page and you can comment on those. So we like to keep them short because we know everybody's busy, but we love for you to tune in. So yes, congratulations to Simone. It's good to see you all. And we will see you back here next week. Thanks.
Yes. Thank you. Take care.
Bye.